Hello everyone, my name is Kyle Henning and I am the interim youth director here at Valley Baptist Church in San Rafael. I just wanted to take a moment and introduce myself over video as we are unable to do that in person due to the COVID-19 situation. But I look forward to the day where we can all meet together in person and fellowship with one another and worship God again on Sundays would be really awesome. But until then, this is going to have to suffice. I just want to say that being part of Valley for the past 4 years or so has been really impactful in my life and my walk with Christ. And the leadership and the families and everyone at Valley is just so incredible. I just appreciate everyone very much. So thank you for being there for me, for being Christ in my life, being an example of Christ. It's really precious, and so I feel like Valley really embodies Christ, and so I thank you guys all very much. It's funny how much the church means to me now. If you would have talked to me, in 2008, 12 years ago or so, I would have had no desire to go to church. I didn't grow up in the church. I didn't even really hear the gospel until I think I was 19 years old was the first time I clearly heard the gospel. But I never sought after God. I had no desire to seek after God. I was just living in my rebellion and doing pretty much whatever I wanted. I actually grew up about 2 hours north of here in Lake County, California. It's really beautiful up there when they're not having the disasters that they've been having recently in the past few years. But incredible place to grow up, really nice. We lived, close to the lake. It was incredible. Mom was so awesome. Brother and sister were really cool. But I was rebellious. I didn't know Christ, and I was a bit of a troublemaker, to be honest. As soon as middle school hit, high school hit, I was pretty bad. High school especially, every year seemed to get worse and worse. There was like seemingly no limits to what I would do at that time. But I did end up getting expelled from high school, and I went to adult school where they just sent me home with a packet of paper. I filled it out, turned it in, they mailed me my diploma, so that's kind of how that worked out. But that summer, after getting expelled from high school, I met this girl, oddly enough, and I really liked this girl, and so I started dating this girl, and she drops some knowledge on me one day saying that her dad was a pastor in Middletown, and he would not be pleased if she found out she was dating me. Well, he did find out, and he was not pleased, but he wanted to meet with me, and he sat down with me, and I expected him to be really overbearing and criticize me, really critical, but he was an extremely loving man. I mean, he had his daughter, whom he loved, dating this rebel from Lake County. I mean, it must have been inner turmoil for him, but he was patient, kind, and loving. I mean, he really exemplified the fruits of the Spirit. And through that man and his family, through their faithful ministry to me, inviting me over for dinner and sharing the gospel, the one day I ended up realizing that I was indeed a sinner and I needed Christ, and I trusted Christ for my salvation. So I'm thankful for that man. He completely changed the track of my life. God changed the track of my life through that man and his family and their witness. So I'm just so thankful for that. God has just, he's fired me up. I love Christ. I love the gospel. I want to see the students and the leaders and the families of the church continue to grow and to know Christ and love Christ. So that's really my goal. I want to, help these students develop in their spiritual walk and just build them up, help them, give them tools to be human beings on earth who are going to be working and interacting with the world. I think we can't undermine the importance of training up in all respects of life. So I'm super encouraged to be taking on this new role with the youth ministry, and I'm excited to see what God's going to do. So we'll see, and until then, God bless, and I thank you guys very much.